the inspirational power hour.
And look who I have with me. I have some super special people, and I'm incredibly excited to talk to these guys. Listen, I have with me my brothers, Deon Kipping. What's up, Deon?
There we go. What's up?
There we go. Gerald Haddon, the Gerald Haddon. You got to read that right there on the little.
Right. Hey, sis.
And my new friend, Ashley Hayes. How are you, Ashley?
Hi, I'm so good. Thank you.
Listen, super excited to talk to you three about this single. You guys have a new single that you are premiering out of your ministry, your church, Redemption Worship. And we're going to talk all about this new single, Say So, that was co-written by the three of you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And lead vocals by Deon and Ashley. Is that correct?
Definitely.
And Gerald, what are you doing? Are you leading on there, sir?
Well, they let me produce a little bit and write a little bit.
All right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So first of all, let's just kind of talk a little bit about your ministry, Redemption Worship. Now, we're very familiar with this ministry. We know that it started, how many years ago?
29. It started in 1991.
Okay.
Woo.
Yeah. So 1991 started, of course, on the East Coast, and then and kind of can you, Ashley, first of all, how long have you been there?
I've actually been at Redemption since 2008.
Okay.
So I've been here for quite some time. So yeah, I've actually got to be a part of the ministry. I've been on staff since 2010, and then in the role that I'm in now since 2015. But yeah, we took and we actually went also to the West Coast. So we've had a Bay Area campus, and that was awesome to be a part of. And then just recently last year, we decided to move. We all felt the call to come back to the East Coast. So now we have two campuses, one on the West, one on the East. So we're back in Greenville, South Carolina, and we have our Bay Area campus.
And Deon, you were telling me just a few minutes ago that you are new to the ministry. How long have you been there?
I've literally been a part of the ministry since October. Yeah, October. I've always heard about the ministry, but my big brother, make sure you know that he's older than me. My big brother Gerald kind of just plugged me with the ministry, and now, I've been there since October, and I love it. I'm grateful to be a part of it.
And Gerald, tell me about your entrance into the ministry.
Well, same. I've been there since October, but I've known Pastor Ryan and Pastor Hope for a few years now. They have been so instrumental in me and Tammy's life spiritually. And when he asked me to come on and help with the music, I said, absolutely. Who can turn down Pastor Ryan? And then we're also we're under his fellowship. So we're under the Redemption Fellowship. Our church, Breathe ATL, is under Redemption Fellowship. So I couldn't help but be part of Redemption Worship. So,
Gerald, tell me how that's working. You guys have not relocated out of ATL, right?
No.
Okay.
So what happened is Redemption East now goes to 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. Breathe ATL is the night church. So we do 6 p.m. So it's easy. Drive an hour and a half up, worship with them, and then back here by 2 o'clock, and we have 6 o'clock service. So it's
okay,
easy.
So that's not bad at all. That's
not bad at all.
Commute.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, one of the things that, as I was prepping for this and I was reading, that Redemption Church has been rooted in a multicultural kingdom sound. Ashley, can you tell me a little bit about that and why being intentional in that vein?
Absolutely. It's the heart and the DNA of our pastors. It's just who they are. And everything follows a sound. So our sound has to represent who we are. So we've always a part of the DNA of the church from the get-go, since 1991 up until 2021. We are still, we represent the kingdom. It looks like heaven. It sounds like heaven. We all look different, and we have different ages. It's a very multi-generational, multicultural church, and the sound of that has to be a representation of that.
And with that being said, Deon, I think I've seen you. No, I know I've seen and heard you in a clubhouse room where some different conversations about that. Gerald, why'd you jump like that?
You never know.
That clubhouse is the monster.
Never know what you're gonna hear in clubhouse.
Right.
but there's been conversations, and not just there, to be fair, but there's been an ongoing conversation over the last year in the backdrop of 2020, in the what you can really say the filter of 2020, because
Mhm.
it really did filter out so much, and I think a lot of that was seen and felt in our places of worship. um can we talk a little bit about, even with the multicultural churches, and how, music ministries, how are churches dealing with social issues? How are we reconciling? How are we making that a place of healing and coming together, and doing that intentionally, and doing that with transparency and honesty? How do you do that in a setting in like redemption?
You want me to take that? You want me to take that, G, or me? Okay. So I think for me, let me just say this. I come from Bridgeport, Connecticut, where it's definitely a predominantly black, and I come from a predominantly black church in general. It's predominantly black here. Um, well, I'm moving to Greenville now, but when I met Pastor Ron, one thing that was big for me is I wanted to feel his heart. I wanted to know what his heart was towards not just me, but just culture, just in general, like just overall. And I'm really good kind of dissecting the character of an individual. And what I felt from Pastor Ron is that um, he literally, when he talks about the vision of having a multicultural ministry from the beginning, I felt that literally from the beginning, like when I had the conversation with him. Dealing with social issues, he spoke. I've actually had a conversation with him in regards to how I felt and how he felt in regards to me having a white pastor, and me being a black minister of music. And uh, our vision is all, and everything is the same. Literally, at the end all be all is Jesus is at the center. And there's some issues that he might not understand, but what I love about him, he's open for the conversation. He's open for the dialogue. Everybody's not open for the conversation. Everybody's not open for the dialogue.
That's true.
And that's really literally what I love about him. And he allows me to bring my culture, who I am, into the setting, and he's so accepting of it, because the thing is, when I talk to him, he literally talks about how in Greenville, he was one of the first pastors to literally pray for other families, other cultures to come into his church, and he was so excited about that happening. And if you come to Redemption, you're literally going to you might get a hill song, you might get you might get a Ricky Dillard song, and then you might get some hymns. Like you literally get, it's like gumbo. You get everything.
Yeah, everything.
It's literally like gumbo. So that's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing. We can have someone you can have dialogue with about cultural issues, spiritual issues, but at the end of the day, Jesus is always at the center.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can really speak to that. I found myself in some settings, just honestly speaking, trying to have that conversation. And you're absolutely right, Deon. Not everybody is open to having that conversation. And that's very disheartening when you really want to genuinely have the conversation, just to understand, just to find some common ground, and just to find a place to be able to move forward. So hats off to you guys for intentionally creating an atmosphere such as that. Gerald, do you have anything to add to that conversation,
No,
Ashley?
I think Deon said it best when it comes to Pastor Ron's heart. But what else I see is, we as people, we can't grow if we separate ourselves with everything. If we only stick with black, we'll just be over here talking about black. If whites stick over with whites, they'll only be talking about whites. Mexicans stay with Mexicans. We can't grow that way. We only can grow if we come together and do what we're doing in this setting and say, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. How can I help you? How can you help me? Let's build together. And that's one of the things I love about Redemption. And I'm not just saying this because we're trying to push a song or push. Literally, when I met Pastor Ron personally 3 years ago, him and Pastor Hope, I saw his heart, that he's not a white man. He's a Jesus man. I said, and me, Jesus, he hung out with everybody. It wasn't about your money. It wasn't about your race. It wasn't about how big your church is, how good your car is. Pastor Ron had me and Tammy come pick him up from the airport and didn't know what our car looked like. They just said, would you come get us? And I said, Jesus, he don't know we got a Volkswagen, 1992 Volkswagen or not. He just said, come, we want y'all to come get us. To me, that's the heart of a leader. And that's somebody I can hang with and deal with. And he's shown me nothing. And not that I look for different. Because I don't expect. Now, this is my personal opinion. I don't need my leaders to get over the pulpit. And I come to church for church. I need Jesus. I need God. I don't need politics. I get politics every day. I need you to give me Jesus. But to walk in the church and he say something about the state that's going on in the world, we're praying for our country, and it shows, okay, his pulse is to what we're feeling. And I say, got it. That's all. That's enough said for me. You ain't got to sit here and say Black Lives Matter. We just no. He this much said he knows. Good. Now let's worship.
Amen.
You know. So that's what I love. That's what I love about it.
Amen. Ashley, any feedback on that question?
No, I mean, everyone, Deon and Gerald, have said it so eloquently. You know, it's I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be under leadership and in a part of a house that, you know, has that. It's so few and far between these days, and so it's just very humbling. You know, because that's the word too that we're receiving. That's the DNA that we have, and you know, just excited and expectant, and just ready to see. You know, last year was rough, you know, in so many areas, and you know, not saying 2021 is not going to be rough. That's, you know, we don't know what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, Jesus is on the throne. He's still the center, and to see what God is doing right now, just in January already, and see what He's putting together, and it only breeds faith and expectation, you know, and just hope that this is going to be amazing.
All right. What better platform to be able to bring people together than music? And you guys are doing this with your latest single, Say So, which is co-written by the three of you guys. I want to know, talk to me about that co-writing process. What was that like?
Who want to go first?
Yeah, I put my hands down for you, G. Go ahead.
So I'll go first and show you how we passed it. So
Okay.
when we found out we were going to Redemption East, the first thing being take the pastor out of it, being a producer first, my mind said song. And one of the things she said is Pastor Brian is the sound. So we had an idea, like, let's write a song for redemption. And I had an idea for a song, Say So, and I sung my hook to those two. I voice noted it, sent it over to them to get their thoughts. Immediately from then, I'm gonna pass it to you, Ashley. Ashley wrote a verse. She said wrote a verse, and she wrote her verse. Then we was there, and then after she wrote her verse, Deon wrote his verse. Then Deon wrote a bridge, and then we went back and forth with the bridge. And Tammy wrote a bridge. It's like it just did like this. It was not a hard process. I think it's a matter of days, and you can take it, Ashley, until it's a matter of days we had a song.
We're all songwriters, so we can all attest. Sometimes it's a long process. Sometimes it's, you know, I've never seen actually one just drop this quick. As soon as he sent that hook, I was like, oh my gosh, like it was just like downloaded. It was just fast. So yeah, all together, the whole song came together in just a matter of a couple of days. And I think what was so cool about the whole process, though, we wanted to make it inclusive. We wanted to make it the sound of the house. So, and our team doing it. So we had our band do the music. They all came to, you know, Atlanta and did the music. We had our singers do the background vocals, and just to see that, and just the excitement and the ownership of it was so special. So that was cool. And it was all because we had a short timeline. We had New Year's. That was our go date. So it was rocking and rolling. It came together.
And Deon?
I mean, you know, working with Gerald is working with Gerald.
Give us the truth. Give us the truth.
Working with Gerald, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. You never know.
That's true.
You never know how it's gonna turn out. But what I can say, it's always gonna at the end of the day, you know, it's gonna be a great finished product.
Yeah.
And you know, kind of pairing with these two and coming together, it was definitely an amazing start to what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
This is not this song Stay So, actually I thought was kind of like the beginning of like literally with everything that's been going on in the world. I felt like it was like the perfect thing to just talk about. Like, we've been talking about problems, we've been talking about issues, but no, this song actually speaks to the fact that, like, even in those trials, like, let the redeemed say so. And it was just like literally just the right moment for the song. So to work with these two and work with the team and do everything in-house, which I thought was incredible. I was just honored to be a part. And again, like I said, this is just the beginning of things to come.
Yeah.
And I have to say this, you know, and Ashley, I'm gonna let you share your background, but for anybody that may not know, Deon Kipping Gerald Haddon are two of the music industry's jewels. I say they are. Don't say wow, Gerald, like you don't know. Okay.
No,
Okay.
because I don't look at myself. I look
Yeah.
at myself like a producer and a songwriter who's still chasing it every day to make sure to keep
Got
up with what's going on. Because it's
Yeah.
so much man. These young people today are
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep up. So when you say that, I'm like, wow. They
I
look
mean,
at me.
absolutely, especially to me. I know you guys have been in it for a minute, but you have given us such great music, great hits through the years. And from what not don't really know like a personal
Uh-oh.
Oh, was that her?
what had happened.
I think you froze.
You
Did I?
froze.
My Jesus. Am
Uh,
I back?
You
you
back.
back.
My Lord. See, okay, maybe I was talking too much.
No, you doing good.
No, you good.
Well, if you was
Okay.
praising Deon, then you was doing bad.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
That's probably what happened. No.
But no, honestly saying that you guys are just you guys are some incredibly talented men of God that really have some things under your belt in what you've achieved in the gospel industry. Deon, your songwriting, amazing. Gerald, your songwriting, your producing. So when I saw your names on this project, I was like, yeah,
Wow.
I got
wow,
excited about it. Got excited
wow,
about it.
wow.
And Ashley, can you tell me a little bit about your because I'm not as familiar with you. Okay, but give me a little bit of your background. And y'all, please forgive me. I tried to cut my finger off,
Oh God, no.
so I'm down here fidgeting with it. But
Yeah. Well, thank you, Chandra. I'm a newbie, so I've been in this a long time, but this is the first actually, record that I've got to be on that's out. I've been songwriting since I was 16. So I've, that's not changed, but just in a matter of being connected with this type, this group of people that, think that way and go that way. So that's so exciting. I've been, in ministry my whole life, but, leading worship, that's really where, most of all my ministry is. So any songs and stuff has been between me and Jesus and what I would do, in the church that I was leading at. So that's really, this is the first time here I am. So I'm so humbled. I'm just so grateful. I've always, Pastor Ron always teaches that God is not a respecter of persons. He's a respecter of principles.
mm,
And it's just the principle of being diligent and doing a little thing for a long time and just seeing the harvest of that. I'm humbled. I'm very humbled.
so Ashley, what is your hope for this music that you guys are releasing and sharing?
I want it to hit the hearts of every person that hears it. We are all so diverse. Everyone has gone through so much, good and bad. We're all going to have trials. We're all going to have things that have happened. But just for the music itself to make a change, for that to hear their hearts, and whether that's healing, whether that's hope, whether that's joy, whether that's just, a story that they can relate to, or just a song that they can listen to in their prayer time, where it doesn't have to be done, in the big services. It can really just be a song that ministers to you in your prayer time. And I love that because our music, just in learning since the past few months with, Gerald and Deon, we have a beautiful diversity that we can all bring together. So I see it going so far. I think that there's been such a void of this type of sound and just the DNA and the heart of it, just the simplicity and just wanting to touch, the heart of God and just letting God minister to his people. So.
Okay, did I freeze again?
Yeah, but you back.
You bet.
Okay, all right. Praise the Lord.
That was good, Ashley.
That was
Hey,
good.
thanks.
So Deon, what is your vision for or as you guys follow the pastor's vision? What is your hope and desire for your time at Redemption and for the your place there in the ministry?
I literally, like I've done a lot as far as musically. Um, I kind of just want to build on that. I want to grow, and I want to grow with the group of people that are just going after the heart of God. And I also wanted to be under great leadership and just learn how to develop as a leader, like continue to develop and grow as a leader. So that was big for me. The music thing is just such an added bonus because I get to do ministry and music with people that I love, people that I care about, and people that literally have the heart. Like for instance, with Say So, I think it's was such a great song to do because everybody's talking about so many bad times, and I just feel like we need to talk about the goodness of God. So I believe that the heart for me, just in general, is to kind of like just get people back to what's important. Do songs that get people back to what's important, redemption, back to what's important. So that's really how I feel about the ministry and what we're doing.
And Gerald, is this single off of a full album to come?
I believe so. I believe once we sit down and do more, because we've been having discussions, the three of us, just about what's next. I believe it's going to be an album or a lot more singles just dropping, because we want to get the word out about redemption. Redemption, because redemption from East and West have some amazing songwriters and amazing worship leaders and singers. I was like, yo, this just the amount of people he has on the team, his creatives. There's no reason why we shouldn't be the next whoever you name ministry.
Right.
We're going to create something very special. I think we're going to create something very special in this time and of ministry. I believe we're going to create something very special. And Say So is just the first song, and we'll look back at Say So and be like, man, that's what we did then. Listen to this one, because it grows. The more you work the muscle, and the more you talk, the more you work, the more you learn about ministry, the more you get in you, the more it comes out of you. So I believe that's what's going to happen to us as a music ministry too.
And really quick, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but how are you forecasting your ministry for 2021? We did, I think 2020 was about pivoting and making it work. And right now we don't see a definite end to this situation immediately. So how are you guys forecasting your ministry for this year? If you can just kind of share a little.
And when you say the ministry, you mean redemption or our personal ministry? What is
redemption?
Got it. Yep.
Yeah. Or you can talk about both. You can talk about Breathe ATL too.
Come on, I'm always about Breathe ATL. This is about redemption.
Redemption. Hallelujah.
Go ahead, Ashley. You can go first.
I think what's so exciting about 2021 is that we have the opportunity to learn each other and to grow together and to start something new. Everyone was hoping in 2021, it's a new year, it's a new season. We're actually getting to have that, with our church and with Redemption Worship. So that's amazing. I think for us and for me specifically, it's taking everything that happened in 2020 and then what's happened in years prior, but really using this as the time where we've got seed in the ground. We've got the seed in the ground, and it's been watered. It's been watered in tears. It's been watered in pain. And it's time for this just to be focused and to see the harvest that God's going to do. And it comes with just developing ourselves, staying close to God, pushing closer to Him like never before, turning our ear to His heart to hear His sound. As a church, we're excited. We actually have our grand opening this Sunday. So it'll be our first official service. So even just the corporate worship environment that had been so void, I had been on the West Coast for the past few years. So the first live service that we had, I literally was in tears because that was the first time we had people in the building so hungry and so desperate to worship. So I think that in itself, coming out now that a lot of states and a lot of cities, are opening back up to give people that are comfortable the opportunity to come into a corporate house of worship. That alone is going to be such a game changer because we need each other. We need that corporate environment. We need that. 2020 had so many things going on, but then we were all alone. We were isolated. So to be able just to come together, and God's going to meet us. He'll meet you wherever you are. He'll meet you on a screen. He will meet you in your bedroom. But there is something very special and impactful about being in that corporate presence. So I think that alone is just something to look forward to and just to see how that happens.
It's good.
Awesome. So is the single available already for everybody to download, to stream?
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
All right.
So we want Redemption Worship.
Say that again, Gerald.
Put in Redemption Worship. Say So.
Yep.
Redemption Worship.
What is Tanner saying?
That's what I was about to say.
I was like, But no, you can go to all digital platforms and put in redemption worship, and it's everywhere. Yep.
All right. So we want everybody to check it out. Make sure that you support. Make sure that you let it bless you. I think it will absolutely bless you. Some amazing songwriters, amazing single, amazing singing on the single. And we know that there's more to come, and we absolutely can't wait. So when the full album or when the next single or whatever drops, you got to make sure that you guys come and hang out and let us chat a little bit more about it. Is there anything I want you guys just to kind of leave us with some encouragement or something, anything that you want to share before we get ready to go? Deon, I'll let you start.
What I would say is, with everything that's going on in the world, I would say just definitely continue to have faith, continue to push forward. I read Romans 12:12, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. I literally read that every day. It's something that I read every day. Some things that I don't want to do, but I believe repetition and doing things that you don't want to do kind of creates an amazing habit. And I want people to be faithful to God in these times and literally be able to speak well of Him, say so, talk about the goodness of God even in the hard times.
I like the way you stuck that in there, got that in there. Yeah.
Ashley?
Yeah, for me, it's, just to continue to have hope, and have confidence. Confidence, we are more than conquerors. We are more than enough. It's not because of anything that we can do or anything we've done. It's just simply who's inside of us. And when we can walk in that and live in that and breathe in that, it makes everything we do easier. It makes it shifts our minds. It shifts our attitudes. It shifts everything, our perspective. And so to have hope, we're coming through, and God is He's simply good. He's just so good. He's so faithful.
Don't you do it, Ashley. She's about to take us out.
Gerald, anything that you want to share before we get ready to go?
I will share this simple thing with anybody. Time waits for no one. If you're alive and you're seeing this Zoom right here, live. That's what I want to tell you to do. Live. The Bible says, occupy until I come. That means live. Live your best life. Go for whatever you know. If there's a dream you have, go for it. If there's a song you want to write, write it. Even if you don't like it, just do it. Somebody out there to fund the vision, to write the vision. Bishop Jones used to always tell me, heaven never writes it. You never get a check postmarked from heaven. God uses people. So God, He'll find somebody to help you do what it is. But all you have to do is get from out of your comfort zone and go somewhere and live. Try it. That's all I wanted everybody to do. Try it. And that's how I say so. We did it. We just got up and did it. So here we are saying so with you.
That's right.
We got up off of and said, you know what? Let's live. Let's write. Let's say so. Let's go to Psalms and say so.
That's right.
That's what I want everybody else to do.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Deon, Ashley, Gerald. I really appreciate you guys hanging out this morning. And guys, make sure that you go and check out Say So. Follow them. Really quick, can one of you guys give us the church website or social so people can follow?
Go, Ashley.
It's myredemption.cc is our website, and it's Redemption Church, My Redemption, on all social media platforms.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
It's the inspirational power.